they rolled out Apple Intelligence. If you walk into like an Apple store for the last 2 years, it was all Apple Intelligence. There's nothing smart about that phone. It's crazy.
I yell at it on a daily basis. I'm like, you're so dumb.
All right. Hello, everybody. Back with another episode. And this episode is one that I look forward to each and every year, where we give our predictions for 2026. But before we do that, I do want to give a shout out to Jason, who is very kind and giving in his Christmas spirit and sent me a box of Commentier coffee. And he did make a very bold claim. And he said this is the best coffee he's ever had. And after running through the sample box, I tend to agree. World-class coffee and very unique. Jason, do you want to give them the
not even a sponsor.
What makes
We're
it
just
special? Not sponsored.
Just,
we just love it.
Right. I just happened to get my hands on some. And now what I've done, because the first thing people ask me, well, what's your favorite kinds? Because they want to go order. And I'm just doing this crazy coffee vibe where I don't even read the name. I just get these boxes and I take the thing out and I'm like, I'm having a purple one today. And I'm like, oh, this thing's great. So I just know them by colors and they repeat over and over. And I don't even know what I'm drinking, but it's great. Each one's a delicious surprise.
They have a killer light roast that I think is the number one that I've been kind of particular about. And I was actually on the hunt. I tried to order a second thing on the website and I couldn't find the one that I loved.
See, this is the one downfall. I started to do down the same path that you are. And then I realized, wait a minute, if I can't guarantee once I find a favorite that I can repeat it, like just put me on the wave and I'll just drink whatever comes. That's fine.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, not sponsored, but if you do want to throw us a box, we gladly accept gifts, bribes, the whole thing. So we are totally for sale here. All right. So the podcast episode, we are going to go through predictions for 2026. We do this every year. Our predictions, we've actually gotten pretty good. We've nailed a few. Right. And today we have a special guest. We had to drag her from the marketing team. She's going to help narrate this. And she was drinking some coffee. It wasn't Commentier. I don't know if she knows about this yet, but we'll send her a box. Oh, festive too. Okay.
You actually called me personally while you were making a cup and told me it was the best coffee on earth. And
there you go.
But I think you blacked out from the caffeine.
Yeah, we'll have to send her a box and get Ree to weigh in on it. But our marketing manager here at Allfly, Ree, is here to narrate the prediction show. So Ree, if you want to say hello and kick us off with the first question.
Hi to everyone listening to the pod. Good morning, Kenny. Good morning, Jason. Okay, first prediction, 2026. Is OpenAI and ChatGPT still going to be the number one consumer AI at the end of 2026? Or do we think it's headed in a different direction? Jason.
Okay, my hot take on this is negative. They're going to be the Facebook scenario all over again, where they just kind of ate the market and then slowly went over here into the corner, and that's where they play now. I think like either a Gemini would be probably my favorite. These tried and trues coming through, the big bankrolls. So I'm going to say no on that.
I will also take the no on this. I think that ChatGPT is going to be like Zoom. Zoom was the first major video conferencing software that just worked. And there was a bunch of them before, but they were just the best, right? ChatGPT is the first AI platform that just worked and it was really good. But what ended up happening was a bunch of the other ones caught up, like Google Meet and Microsoft Teams. And Google and Microsoft have distribution. And so they just give this thing away inside of all of your workstations. And so over time, you just have no need for Zoom because Google Meet gets better and better, and Microsoft Teams, I know people hate it, but it's reliable. It's good. And then I read this one statistic that of ChatGPT, 76% of the usage is on desktop right now. And so that is a lot. And I think that puts them at major distribution risk. In addition, they are always paying an NVIDIA tax. So it's going to be harder for them to keep up margins, especially with cash cows like Google and Microsoft. So I agree. I think ChatGPT, although they're the behemoth and they're probably the fastest product to ever become a verb, right? Like Google became a verb. Yeah. ChatGPT did become a verb. Like I still hear people, no one's saying I Gemini'd it or I grokked it.
Yeah. No. Like my friends literally will be like, I have to go ask Chat. Like it's their friend. Like I'm going to go ask Chat.
Wait, did they shorten the name? So they just call it Chat?
Well, like in my age range, people just call it Chat.
Now, how do you use it? Do you use it as to help you write emails? A therapist.
I'm like, ChatGPT, like all of this is going on. What do I do? What do I say? How do I act?
And does it give you good advice?
Oh yeah. It's like there's memes going out there. It's like, whatever you do, don't read my ChatGPT history. It's like, people are like, people should come out with ChatGPT Wrapped and it would expose everybody. I feel like girls use it a little differently. Of course, they use it for business, polishing and refining emails and things like that. But I have like the work ChatGPT and then I have the personal one on my phone.
Mm-hmm. The one with all the tea.
Exactly. Yes.
All right. What do we got next?
My parents call it the AI. We'll ask the AI. Like,
okay. Right now, there are less than 100 robo-taxis servicing Austin. In 2026, will there be more than 1,000 rolled out nationwide? Kenny?
What do you think?
All right. So, currently in Austin, Texas, I think there's like 26 of them or something crazy. It's like less than 100. Do I think that there will be more than 1,000 rolled out nationwide? No, I don't. I think that although I'm such a Tesla super fan and I want to believe that the camera only future is the way that it's going to go, but I just don't think that you're going to have a fully autonomous vehicle without LiDAR. And this is just me of owning a Tesla since 2018. There's a bunch of things that it just straight up can't do. Like it can't drive into the sun. That's a problem on your way to work, and that's a problem on your way home from work. I mean, how many times have you driven into the sun and autopilot just like, yo, I can't help you, dude? You can't.
It's so funny because my family has owned Tesla since 2016, and I've only ever driven it. I mean, obviously got my own car, but I've never experienced that. Maybe because Buffalo, New York is so dreary, but I've never experienced it.
And we're flat
driving
here,
into the sun.
Yeah, and in Florida, it gets flat. And then you get the sun straight on. It's a regular thing here. I think that I don't know. It's one of those deals where, let me ask the judge. Are we saying 1,000 autonomous vehicle cars deployed in the United States? Doesn't matter if there's Tesla or Waymo.
No, just Tesla.
Oh, just Tesla.
Because Waymo already passes it. Basically, Tesla has less than 100 and Waymo has way more than that.
Here's how the Tesla becomes fully autonomous with camera only. They actually finish their robots and then they put a robot in the driver's seat that can take over when the sun is hitting it, or maybe some kind of physical lens cap for the camera. I don't know what it is, but what's on there now, 100% no. Because like on the daily, it's like, take over immediately. Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine if I was in the back seat,
Right. Yeah. You're like jumping into the front seat. Well, let me ask you this. If there's a Tesla robot in the front seat, does the Tesla robot have sunglasses on? Because that's a freaky looking robot.
He can at least grab the visor and then like adjust angle,
Yeah. He sits up, sits down.
I don't know the technology well enough, but I feel like if only self-driving vehicles were on the road, it wouldn't be a problem. But I feel like self-driving vehicles with regular user error is the problem.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, the Teslas have gotten better with adjusting to user error. Like the other day, I was in FSD and I was driving and someone was to my left in their lane, but they started creeping into my lane. And my car, without me intervening, slid over to the right to make space. That's very cool. That was very cool. It's just, I think it's tough. 1,000, they have even passed 100 in Austin.
So I did hear a crazy plan that could combat this, which would be a government enacted mandate. If you look at the number of deaths and the cost in dollars to America, I'm sure the AIs could tell us this. If you looked at that and then you prioritized what America does based on those types of things, death, number of Americans killed, and money saved for America, you could mandate that all vehicles become autonomous in a period of like 4 years or 5 years, something crazy, like where we took over industries to build for the war, or where we decided to race to the moon. The nation decides to do something. I think the nation could decide to do that. And then over like a 5-year period, 100% autonomous cars. And we all just like, it's car as a service. It's like you pay your utilities bill, you pay your car bill, and people just dip around. I'm
That's
talking
an interesting
to you, Trump.
take.
Let's do it.
Well, but the only trouble is that Trump and Elon aren't bros anymore. So that's going to be a
Oh, no, they
really
come
tough
back
one.
around, man. I think I just saw them. They were hitting up each other last night.
Yeah.
No, I'm
I like
totally.
the self-driving or like the autonomous Uber Eats delivery little robots.
Oh, the
I
little,
know those were in
those
Miami.
knock my socks off.
they just
Yeah,
like
those were
tool
in
down the
Miami,
street.
but I think that they canceled them. No, they're like
Really?
having.
When we
we have
went
to
to
look that
Miami,
up.
they were just delivering food everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no.
"Oh."
It's true. Producer Anna, can you look up if they're in Miami, if the little robots that deliver you food, if they had to cancel those, or if that business that runs that went out of service, and let us know in like a few minutes.
Okay, we'll move on. So, in predictions, Navan went public this year and has a market cap of $3.6 billion as of filming. Will Navan break the $4 billion mark in 2026?
I'm saying now I am biased slightly. It might be in my best interest if they were to perform as well. But I really think that being so big, so huge, IPOing, there's nothing but mistakes ahead for them. I'm sorry. The market's going to move. Things are happening. They're not nimble. I feel like, yes, they're going to stumble here right around the 3.5. They did try to write off some debt, I think, last year. But I don't think they're operating at a profit. And I'm feeling rough times for 2026. No.
Okay, I'm going to go no. We're in agreement. So here are some stats. In terms of market cap, Navan today is worth about 3.6 billion. The next closest company is worth 4.15. That's Amex. Okay. Now, the interesting thing is Amex is worth 4.1 billion while making 2.4 billion in revenue.
Oh my goodness.
Navan is worth 3.6 billion, but only making $613 million worth of revenue. So basically, Navan probably, if it's being compared to its nearest competitor, is overpriced by a wild factor, maybe by like 2 to 3. In terms of number of customers, Navan is sitting around 10,000. And Amex has roughly reported 19,000. So Amex has almost double the amount of customers. It has 4 times the amount of revenue, and Navan is worth only $1 billion more. It's only worth $500 million more than Navan. So if you were to equal that out, I don't think that there's going to be a lot of growth. And I think that's what's going to happen is that the whole AI branding wave of all these companies is going to pop. And the market's not going to believe nor care if you say we're an AI this or an AI that. Mostly because it's not true. It doesn't matter, number one, right? Like, is there AI in Navan's product in a meaningful way? The answer is no. Zero in a meaningful way. The core booking experience of why you use that product, it's not powered by AI in any meaningful way. So you can't call yourself an AI travel and expense a travel and expense platform. It's not real. And I think that people will start to see that, and then the valuation bubble of trying to be like something that you're not, you're going to come back down to earth, and you're going to have unit economics and multiples more like Amex and less like a high tech.
I love it when the numbers back up my feelings.
Yeah. I'm coming with the numbers. So yeah,
proof
I
is
mean,
in the pudding. Yes.
now what I would say is like Navan, amazing business. And the fact that they got this far and even went out and are worth 3 billion today, like kudos. This is the first travel platform in 20 years to IPO, and it paved the way for a few behind it. So like they did it. Amazing. Great job. I just think that the market is going to start to price it right.
Yeah, sometimes you get so far up, you can only go back down.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of these IPOs that have really gone like that, right? Like I put a lot of money into Figma and I'm still licking my wounds. I'm just going to have to hold on to it for 10 years at this point. It's down so much.
Okay. What company will go public in 2026? Kenny, if you want to go first.
Okay. I think my safe bet is I'm going to go SpaceX. I think Elon wants more money. I think he wants this thing to be public. I think it's time. He's going to need cash to go to Mars, right? So he's going to need to be able to raise more and more money. And I think that SpaceX is going to be the one that goes public, and it's going to go out at probably like $1 trillion because that thing is probably going to own all of the world's like internet infrastructure. And then there's probably some stuff that it doesn't do when the aliens invade, and SpaceX will be like our first line of defense. I think Elon has big plans, and I think SpaceX plus Tesla plus something else will probably set Elon Musk up to be the world's first trillionaire.
I like it. You know, I just had some Canadian friends visiting us here in Florida, and we're driving home from like Target or whatever. They needed some travel supplies, and I'm like, oh, there's a rocket. SpaceX just launched another one. It's like daily, and they're just like, oh my gosh. And it kind of hit me like we're so immune to this now, where there's like rockets literally 2 a days sometimes here on the Space Coast, and you forget that there's no other place in the world that has this kind of launch volume. It's just and it's all because of SpaceX. So solid pick. I'm gonna play the field a little bit here. I know this maybe is against the rules, but I'm gonna describe what's gonna happen. There will be several IPOs that will be like mom and pop, 1-2 man games. They're using tools like Replit to build something that doesn't exist today, or combine things in a way that haven't been combined. And we're going to see some 0 to IPO inside of months. Craziness, right? It's just speeding up so much that we're going to have these AI companies that have gone 0 to a billion. We're going to have them have these kind of, it's going to spread to other sort of, because right now it's only been happening inside of the AI vertical. I would say we're going to see other companies that are coming from dust and IPOing inside of a year. That's my hot take.
Nice.
Okay. What will be the most valuable company in the world by the end of 2026?
Currently, it's NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA is I think there is an AI bubble. I think that we're in it. I think that bubble pops and Apple retakes the reins as the most valuable company in the world. All of this being said is that Apple has had no AI strategy, and 50% of all GDP growth this year has been because of AI investment. Think about that. Apple has kind of been outside of really the AI world. They've just been kind of taking a passive backseat. They even published a paper a few months ago that got a lot of press that basically said that all of the current AI that's out there is not really AI. So their stance, they're kind of waiting to see. And if they do have something that they could put into Siri, they have such distribution advantage. I think that NVIDIA pops and then Apple just slowly creeps up and is the machine that you can't stop, and they take the top spot.
Do you think that they're working behind the scenes and like absorbing the other technologies to create their own best version?
So supposedly, yes. So it's a great question. Supposedly, yes. I mean, one of the tragic fumbles of our generation would be if Siri does not become what she was meant to be, right? Like Siri should be Chat GPT's voice mode or Grok's. I mean, it should be powered by that. Allegedly, there's some deal being had between Apple and Google to have Gemini power Siri. Now, Gemini's voice mode is very good, like very, very good. And now in Gemini's voice mode, you can flip on voice mode and you can turn on your video camera and you could just show it the world and give Gemini eyes. So it's functioning more like a person and responding to what's on your video frame. And so I think that those things are going to be really powerful. And I mean, if Siri doesn't become amazing in 2026, I think Tim Cook is gone. It's too big of a fumble.
Yeah, you see, so their head of AI, I forget his name, John something other, hired in 2018. They announced that he's leaving early next year now. So like hard fumble, head of AI is getting ousted here. I'm surprised they give him to the beginning of next year. So I think you're dead on there. I think that it's still up to Apple to win or lose. Their only thing they can do now is cut a deal, because you can't just catch up to these guys in a day or two. So I think maybe it's actually advantageous for them by cutting a deal. They can make the deal with whoever survives the AI bubble pop, and it doesn't really hit them as much. So I'm going to bandwagon right on top of Apple.
It's interesting because I have the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I got it right on the drop, and one of the advertisements for it was like, Apple's AI, like it was supposed to have certain features. It's really no different than any other iPhone. I mean, the camera's a little bit better if you fix the settings, but yeah, there isn't really anything that stands out about it besides I feel like the updates make the other phones slower, so this one works properly. But there's no special AI features that I can find on the phone.
You're paying the Apple toll tax.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Jobs would literally he's rolling around in his grave. Apple has had the biggest marketing fumble of probably any top 50 company in the world in the last 30 years. They rolled out Apple Intelligence. If you walk into like an Apple store for the last 2 years, it was all Apple Intelligence. There's nothing smart about that phone. It's crazy. I
yell at it on the daily basis. I'm like, you're so dumb. First one.
Yeah. It's literally Apple Intelligence inside of the phone is non-existent. It's all they marketed. Somewhere Steve Jobs is just like rolling in his grave and he's like, you idiots. You idiots. I mean,
there was clearly no one who had a vision for what this was and brought it to the market. This was marketing going, Apple Intelligence, it'll be beautiful. And like everyone going, yay, sounds good, market it. But no one forgot to define it.
And I feel like there's no pressure on Apple for like iPhone because there's already just so many people in the world that are just live and breathe iPhone. Like no matter how crappy they would get, like in the future if they did, people would still just ride or die for iPhone. So I feel like there's not that pressure to like outperform. They can just.
I will say this. This is the first year I saw that Google Fold phone and I saw Gemini and I was like, could I possibly get off of Apple? This is the first year in my life that I've ever thought of like, I could live without an iPhone now. But
and what did I tell you about the Fold phone?
No good?
Do you remember? I said that's for like really old people. Like, people who need an iPad as a phone because they can't read the text.
I'll put an asterisk in there. It's for really old people or super nerds because my son is 17 and he's carrying around a Fold Google phone.
Does he like it?
So yeah. I mean, he really likes but here's the thing, got to buy the warranty because he's already sent it in once and it's already having a screen problem again. So he's going to send it in again. So it's kind of like if you hold the warranty on it though, it's like, hey, you're getting a new phone because they can't replace the screen. Forget it. It's a whole new thing. So it's like because of their sort of, and anything that moves as technology like that, forget it. It's going to break. But when it breaks, so then you get a new one. So you're getting a new one every 6 months,
Will the government come clean about disclosure and the existence of aliens in 2026? Jason.
Oh, there's no way. Come on. Our lives are built on the secret government having their secret meetings. If those meetings become public, then the whole paradigm of society will fall. So there will be aliens on ABC shaking hands, and the government's going to be like, no, AI, dude, totally AI.
Do you remember the time when everyone just showed up to Area 51? Or like they threatened to?
Yeah, I was
when
like, it's
everyone was on
today,
Twitter
let's
or X,
go.
and they're like, we're all going to Area 51 and tailgating?
Yeah, that was one of the most incredible stories of all of like news. I think it started on, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, because it seems like you are well versed in this. I believe that it started as part of a Facebook group called Let's See Dem Aliens. And that was the Facebook group. And they were the one that made the event. And they're like, if we all meet here, we can bum rush it. And the government was like, you will be shot. So the government, that's how you know that there's something there. Because the government was like, we're going to shoot you.
Yeah, and like they prepped it. Like they had like military trucks and tanks, and they were like, do not come to Area 51. And people were like, you can't stop all of us.
Yeah. First of all, that has to be one of the top Facebook group names I've ever heard of in my life. Let's See Dem Aliens. First class. Absolutely.
I think the government could come out with something. I mean, I don't have any basis of what I'm saying. I'm just my personal opinion. I think they might come out with something about aliens if they're trying to distract from something else. I feel like if they really mess something up, aliens are real. Don't look at what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Okay, so I have something I can't say publicly. I'll tell you guys directly after this offline. But I think that the Epstein files were our best chance at it. And the Epstein files they're not done. And I have some like deep insider information that I won't even say. And it sounds weird to say like, who is this guy? But this is like very well, very well placed. And I won't even say it. Yeah. No, you're like, we're going to end the show. I want to know this now.
No, if we never see Kenny again, it's because he opened his mouth about aliens.
The signal goes dark, right? And then that's the last we saw of Kenny.
Yeah. No, there will be no note takers in the Slack when I call you guys. I'm not even going to call you on Slack. I'm going to call you guys on the phone to tell you.
That's right. Analog really style. Good. Let's go.
Yeah, analog. Actually, we'll meet up in like under a bridge or like something insane. Okay. My hot take for the existence of aliens. The only reason why we asked this question is because if you've listened to the show for a long time, it's a travel podcast and business, but we've done like 7 episodes on aliens. And it was so frequent at one point that we were like, are we an alien podcast? This is crazy. So it was just unhinged. It got way out of control. But if I had to guess, what I'm saying is that actually a private company is going to leak actual footage. If you've watched The Age of Disclosure, it's very clear that they have this thing called the Legacy Program, and it operates above and outside the government. And it's most likely that these crash retrieval programs have been given to the Lockheed Martins and those private contractors. I think that one of the people that work at the contractors, I think they're going to leak it. The government, no, because I'm on board with you, Jason. Unless the Epstein list and the Epstein videotapes come out, we're probably not going to get the government to admit it. But I do think that a private company will leak it this year.
Okay. Will there be a recession in 2026? Aren't we in one? I'm just kidding. I'm suffering like it's
exactly. So I'll stab at this. So there's, in my opinion, this is going to be the first time that we see a very clear and real, they call it like a K curve, where like part of the economy does great and the other part just absolutely terrible. And it's going to go further and wilder. I think given the power that the courts are handing over to our administration, if there starts to be any kind of crash, they'll just start printing money or doing whatever craziness they need to do. So for 2026, the answer is no, because we will spend into infinity to avoid it. But will it come, and are we building it? Oh yeah, and it's going to be pretty when it pops, but it's not next year.
Really? So you think the government's going to print more money?
Listen to me. Let's just talk about like what it is. Okay, there's one guy, his name is Trump, and he's got the court on his side, and he's about to get full control over independent agencies. So the Fed, the FCC, all of them, the SEC, and he'll be able to fire and do whatever he wants. And thus, if things start going bad, like you can do a lot of stuff that may be bad for the future, but today will definitely work. And I think my man's going to go for those. So it won't be today.
Okay. Interesting. I have the total opposite take.
All right.
So about 18 months ago, I moved 80% of all of my wealth into cash. And I've been waiting
The Buffett
on this
move.
for
The Buffett move.
Yeah. I basically did Buffett. I'm like, this guy is much smarter than me. When Buffett went to cash, I went to cash. The reason, now this is not financial advice, let's say that, and nor should you take financial advice from me, because if you go on basically anything that I've said, I've been wrong on pretty much everything but one thing in my life. And so you should actually do the opposite of what I say on most things. But there's a few stats that I know in my head, and I can't rectify them with like the way that America is going and trending. So I'm going to read some of these to you. And I basically think that we're already in a recession. We just don't know it, or it's not widespread. So the average, and I'll ask you as this: what do you think the average checking account balance is for an American household?
$400.
400? No. Oh my God. Reed,
Yeah,
I think it's a little bit more.
We'll see. The average is an unfair one, but we'll go with. I'll say 1,000.
1,000. Okay, so the average checking account balance in the United States for a household is $16,000.
Better than I thought, but I guess you're including the richest of the rich with the poorest of the poor.
And that's
So
the problem.
here-
The average. Let's see. It's here.
So
The median
here,
or some shit like that.
the median is 8,000.
Yeah, I will just say, whether we're on a recession or not, I feel like we're just outpricing like the middle class. I feel like we're going to have like super rich people, and then we're going to have people in poverty.
Correct.
Because the price of everything is just so astronomical that it's like really class dividing. It's like people can either withstand what's happening, or it's like tanking the way that they live. So I feel like, I don't know if the economy is going to crash, but the people in the middle are going to be tanked.
Oh, slaughtered. It's going to be.
Somebody's getting fucked.
Someone's getting. Someone's getting.
I think me saying that their checking account has $400 in it was telling.
All right, lunch is on me this week. Okay. All right. Average monthly healthcare costs for a family of 4.
$2,000.
Jason?
Yeah, like 2,200.
$2,900.
My God.
Damn.
$2,900. I just put Chase on me and Diva's insurance, and if we were to go on her plan, it popped it to $2,100. That's crazy. That's like, and that's totally insane.
And that's just for the opportunity to use said healthcare. And when you do, there will be deductibles, there will be fees, there will be extras. You aren't done. There's like another $10,000 deductible sitting there.
I would like to point out, because I did sell health insurance for 4 months. So I just have a little
clue us in.
Yeah. Like if you have anything wrong with like your child, or like you have, as a woman, you have PCOS, or like you're on certain medications, if you have diabetes, or you're on a diabetic medication, even for hormone control, if you have anything, you're an automatic decline for private insurance. So you have to get on government subsidized insurance, because they will not take you. Like even giving birth or being pregnant is considered like a pre-existing condition, because it's so expensive. So United Healthcare, like everyone will deny you. So you have to get on government insurance. And then people, of course, are trying to dismantle government insurance, because they have their sides and they want to pick it. And it's like, you just don't have a lot of options. So like you have to pay out of pocket. And even if you're super wealthy and you have an automatic decline, even mental health, if you've ever seen a psychiatrist, automatic decline, because they don't do anything with mental health. It's not covered. So then you have to get on government insurance, and they just base it about your income. So it's very crazy.
That is insane.
They can charge you whatever they want. basically.
No, I don't know how families, I understand when people are upset. Like when I went to go put Chase on our insurance, because I've never even looked, to be honest. I don't know what I pay for. I haven't even looked at my bank account to be honest. Like I just live without like caring about it, which is weird, I know. But when I saw the number, I was like, oh my God, I instantly understood everyone's anger. And then this stat really, these next two stats drove it home for me. So median salary of an individual full-time worker in the United States is $63,000. And then here's the kicker. The average home cost, $512,000 at 6-7% interest. What that's like $5,000 a month. So if your home cost is if your shelter cost is $5,000 a month, and you owe $3,000 a month for healthcare, you only have $8,000 in your checking account. Like you're just stressed to the gills constantly. And so all of this to wrap up is to say that I think that the middle class is going to be so hollowed out that there will be a recession for like most of the country, but the wealthiest won't feel it nor care because their wealth is tied up in the stock market. And the stock market has been doing well, but 80% of Americans, I heard, and I'll have to check this stat, 80% of Americans don't own a meaningful part of the stock market. So it's like only the wealthy own it. And then that's the gauge for how we're doing as a country. I think it's a little bit BS. Yeah. And I would say that a recession is coming. Warren Buffett didn't go to $300 to $400 billion in cash for the fun of it. I'm just saying the dude has been hitting home runs like Ken Griffey Jr. for the last 60 years. And I'm going to go Buffett.
Didn't you see a short rebuttal?
Sure. Yeah. Oh my God. So like I'm probably wrong, right? That's the cool thing.
and the truth is that you're right, but it won't manifest at least next year for these kinds of reasons. There was a guy who did The Big Short. I think his name was Michael Burry, right?
Michael Burry.
Oh my gosh, I love that movie.
Right? He saw the housing market. He's genius. He bet against it. Awesome. So what did he recently bet against? The AI bubble. He shorted all that stuff, huge, went all in, and he sat and then he watched and dug into what's really going on, and he unwound all of his shorts. Why? Because he feels like it's almost fraudulent. Like basically we're one side giving the other side chips, the other side giving the other side usage on their stock, and like incestuous movement of capital suddenly is GDP. He's like, I can't bet against that. It'll just, and so because of these weird financial things that have cropped up that will only get weirder next year and only go further, we will be able to stave off the recession, but only for a little while. And when it does come, it's going to be a whopper.
Because I feel like there are jobs and people are making an income, but I just feel like life is outpriced the income people are bringing in. Like for me, of course, I'm like a girl. I go to Starbucks, whatever. My Starbucks drink that is a regular latte straight off the menu, like nothing special. It's $9.
What?
And like it's $9 for a cup of coffee, but that has Christmas sprinkles on top.
Listen to me. That $9, that's 5 of their cups here, or 2 of their premium cups over in
Good commentary, yeah.
Some people are making like $18 an hour, so it's like you worked an hour to get like a Starbucks and a cake pop.
Yeah,
which is wild.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's tough out here.
Was that our last question? Are we ending this episode on is the world blowing up tomorrow?
We have one more.
That was the last question.
No, we have one more super positive one that's going to make people feel great.
I have one more. Okay.
We're like staring off into doom, arguing about when it's coming, not if it's coming.
Yeah. Okay. What job will be the most impacted by AI?
Okay, I'll take this one first. I think it has to be call centers. I think that the voice models are getting so good, and all the ways to wire and connect and make memory and organize data, I think that the call centers are going to be so good. I think call center jobs and customer service jobs are going to be the biggest hit.
As someone who calls customer service, nothing makes me more upset than getting a robot.
Soon you won't even know the difference.
Screaming, speak to an agent.
Honestly, the agents, so for the last 20 years, you've been so right. You've been so right. It's so much more efficient to talk to a human being because they just have contacts and they're smart and they're fast. But it's getting so good that I don't think that you're going to know. I actually just, there was a company that just signed up Marriott, Resi, and some other, I'm getting it wrong, but directionally correct. And this guy called in to book a reservation and he filmed his phone call. And there was in a 1 minute clip, there was only 1 second that I was like, that's AI. I thought it was a human the entire way.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What do you think, Jason?
Well, honestly, I'm gonna dig at us a little bit. Like the whole content network is at risk next year because the video and audio and transcription and AI generation is getting so good that if you thought there was competition for your podcast or for your live stream or your Insta or whatever, you just wait till the automated agents and scripts are let loose in 2026, where literally you can't tell the difference on video. And in that, when you get to the point where you can't tell and you can do a human face, then you can start having algorithms that create content that find the faces and the laughs and the personalities that everyone digs on. And it's going to be tough.
Very.
Wait a minute. This was the positive one we're in.
No, I think he was being facetious. Which jobs are not going to exist to help with the recession?
Yeah, right.
All right, I'm going to throw in a spontaneous one. So
sure.
I do know that, Kenny, you had a child this year. Well, not you. You and your wife participated in.
She did most of the work.
reading.
Yeah, I did hold one leg up. Yeah, it was great.
All right.
Yeah, she did most of the work.
So this time next year, you'll be a year into parenthood. Okay. I think I'm going to give you a two-parter. The first is there another kid on the way already? That's.
I don't think people
Feelings can change. Let me tell you, after I had my first kid, like literally within 3 months, I went out and got a vasectomy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go join I'm gonna become a monk. I need peace in my life. I need a way to deal with all of it. No, there will be no kid in the next 2 years for sure. Yeah.
No kid. Okay. Now, are you a family full of Teslas right now?
2 Teslas. Yeah.
2 Teslas. Will there be a family car that's not sometimes people feel the need to get the van or the whatever. Will there be a family car?
I will say this. One thing that the safest money that you can bet, if we ever got big enough where that there's prediction markets that you can bet on if something is going to happen and there's odds. I think Kalshi is one of the big ones now. We tried to get the founder on the pod, opened my email, but ghosted me. Not friendly or fun. But if there was odds of will Kenny ever have a minivan, your money is you could bet your whole life savings that I will never have a minivan.
I do the same thing. I'd rather die than drive a minivan.
To be drugged into one dead. That's the only. When you're
the
only way.
You'd have to kill me. Literally, you just have to pop me in the head and then drag me in there. That's the only way.
No, minivan or Kia Soul. I remember when I was in line to get my first car, and Kia Souls were very popular, and I told my mom I'd rather walk in New York winter miles than drive that thing.
Yeah, no. There will be no. I will say this: we are discussing a family car because we have a Model 3 that I have paid off. It's so old. She's so old. She's
5 years.
She's struggling. No, she's 2018 mid-range. They stopped making that car.
Wow.
So it's a relic, right? So we
Antique.
were talking about, like, which way do we go? Do we get a gas car? Diva wants to stay in the electric car family, which I do respect. Although they are ugly, I kind of don't hate the idea of having a Cybertruck just for the space. I would buy a Rivian. If the range wasn't so dog shit.
And
Rivian
they
is
announced they're going to an engine model, right? Or no, that was that was Ford. Never mind.
Have you seen this car from Scout Motors though?
Bro, do you know
Buddy,
who Scout
hold on.
is? Do you know who Scout is? So
I don't know, but the car is beautiful. I'm about to pull it up. Hold up.
This is a little inside, but you know Chris Kadok, someone we've worked with.
Of course.
He lives on
Shout
a
out to
farm,
Chris.
and he owns an original Scout. And back in the day, Scout vehicles, what they were meant for farmers because they had this attachment that you could put any kind of farm equipment, a tiller or whatever, on the back of your Scout and use your Scout, put in the super low gear and use it as a tractor for your land. So that's like where Scout came from. And then they stopped making cars, and now they've come back.
They come back, and let me show you this. I'm going to share my screen here. If you're
here
on
we go.
Spotify or YouTube, we're also about to crack 1,000 subs on YouTube. I never thought we were ever going to get there, but it's kind of sick. Check this out. Look at this. This is beautiful. Come on. Now
it kind of looks like a Defender.
right? No, beautiful.
And this thing is got capabilities in terms of like ruggedness and power that's impressive. Because it was
None
a
of us
tractor.
are farming, Jason. None of us are farming.
You don't know.
But
If the
look-
bubble pops, you may need to be tilling the 5 acres. You don't know.
Yeah, we're all about to work on the farm for sure.
She thinks
I
my
want to see
tractor's
the inside of it. This is what Tesla should have done instead of doing this
Correct.
stupid Cybertruck. Idiots.
Correct.
Like,
It
dude,
looks
I
like
want
that
to
thing
stay
looks like
with
it
you.
should be on Mars. You know, like it should be traversing Mars.
Yeah. But 500 miles of range. This is what I need. But dude, you
Yeah.
got to show me the inside. Initial production targeted for 2027.
That means
which
2030.
in 2030, right? That's when they'll start production. And then so first car probably delivered 2031, 2032.
So you'll be able to get this from Tesla before then. Okay, listen up, Elon.
Yeah.
This is a great design. Let's just roll with it.
Yeah, just sometimes things are in its final form. Just clone some kind of SUV for me so I can just make my job easier. I don't want to. The X is too small and the Cybertruck is too crazy. So I just need something in the middle, dude. And I love the Rivian, but I can't do the have to charge every 90 minutes on the highway. It's no good.
There's someone in my neighborhood that drives a Cybertruck that has like one of those attachments on the back that's like, I don't know, and they're always garbage picking, and there's always like used washer dryers and, like, mattresses, and they're always hauling garbage. And I'm like, what the heck are you driving a Cybertruck for, going garbage picking every day? Like, it is always just parked outside, and it's just new garbage every day. And I'm like, where are you even going to get this? I don't know if they're Facebook Marketplace people or what, but I'm like, how many washers and dryers and like damaged goods can you be hauling on your Cybertruck daily?
Honestly, it is crazy what people use expensive cars for. When I was in Europe, I've been picked up by 2 Mercedes-Benz EQSs, and that's the all-electric Mercedes that looks like a spaceship on the inside. I'm pretty sure it's like $100,000 car. I've been picked up by 2 of them in like Uber/taxis. And I was like, why did you get $100,000 car to do Uber? That's so weird. Like, I don't know. It's
Probably
just
living in
very,
it.
very weird. It has to.
It's like
Yeah,
a cheap
for real.
house.
Yeah. You know, in terms of homes, I read a crazy stat the other day. You guys will find this shocking. You know how there's a popular feeling that things have gotten more expensive and homes have really led the way. And you used to be able to buy a single family home on one income. And so if you look at this trend and you go back to the year 1950, and you were to look at the average home in America, how many square feet do you think the average home was in 1950?
Oh, that's got to be like
2,500.
I was gonna say like 875.
Oh my God, 900 square feet. You were right. 900 square feet was the average home. The average home today is 2,400 square feet.
Insane. These 5,000, 6,000 square foot homes.
Yeah. And so the average home
hungry.
So basically, and then homes, the builds have gotten much nicer. So there was an argument to be made that yes, homes have gotten demonstrably more expensive, but in relative to the square footage and the amenities, like now all homes have electricity and AC and all this stuff, that the cost, it's not as bad as what you would think.
Right.
So it's just that people were used to living with a lot less in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And then once really, America gets off the gold standard and the economy starts to rip, people didn't settle for, like a substandard shelter. They wanted like a home. So I don't know. I found it very interesting. I was going to write a little Substack on it. A weird side note. I know this is a prediction show. My prediction: home prices are still going to suck.
Is that the state of Florida? Because I feel like in New York, the homes used to be bigger. Like when I think of the Sears catalog and people were building in the 20s and like 1910, like the architecture in New York, like the houses were bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, those post-war homes were smaller,
right,
but they were still 3 to 4 bedrooms. So I'm wondering if that's by state, because I feel like the architecture in New York, like upstate Western, the houses were bigger because there was land and people were ordering bigger homes.
Well, my home was built in 1923 and it's 1,158 square feet.
Oh, interesting. The home that I was born in was 700 square feet and it was built in the 20s. The study that I saw was the average home across the entire United States in the 50s. So there were surely pockets, where it's bigger and smaller and stuff. But we also have the middle of the country that's typically very poor. And so, homes are typically like smaller there. But just AC and electricity and water and heat and everything, homes they've moved from shelter to like basically like a financial asset. So very, very, very interesting. But the price of homes is not going to get any better. It's
I didn't have central air until I was 23.
Oof.
In an apartment. We had like window air conditioning units because like the older homes don't have air conditioning.
Yeah, I chose to go to UCF for college because when I was going on tours, now this is 2006, when I was going on tours, there were a bunch of freshman dorms that didn't have AC. And I literally was like, I'm not going to college at Delaware because the freshman dorms, which you had to stay on, they did not have air conditioning. And I was like, listen, I didn't grow up like that. So if you think I'm just going to slum it with like a fan on for months at a time, you have to be out of your mind. So I literally chose where to go to college based on air conditioning. That is also to be said that I would have passed on a really great school if there was no AC just so I can like sleep cold at night. That just goes to show you. Now, is that the right decision or not? I don't know, but that was my decision tree at 18 years old. And people think that 18-year-olds should be like, given they're full adults. Dude, I was not a full adult. I was making my major life choices based on if I can sleep in 70 degrees.
I picked my college based on closet size. So
yeah,
I'm right there with you. I'm like, I want the luxury dorms with the biggest closets, and that's where I picked my university. So yeah.
I kind of knew too. Even then, I kind of knew that college is a scam by and large. Like, if you don't,
it was an experience.
If you don't go to Yale, Harvard, MIT, Stanford, there's probably Colgate, a few that there's like. Yeah, there's even Colgate. Who gives Colgate? Give me a break. That's nothing. Really, Colgate, Brown, Dartmouth, who gives a shit? There's only 5 to 6 schools that matter, and everything else, you're wasting your money. We've hired 40 people. I don't even know where any of our employees went to college at all. I never even get that far down their resume. Like, it doesn't matter.
I'm with you.
And it's going
to
matter less and less. And you know what? I feel a little duped too, because I just bought into a 529 plan for Chase. I was like, I want to make sure that he goes to college. And then I was asking Eric if he did so. And he's like, I don't really think college is important for my girls. And I was like, oh shit, should I be paying in all this money for every paycheck for this guy to go? But I guess so. But just not.
The 529 is flexible too. You know what I mean? Like, things can be done with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
I
did
feel
the
like
two
having
plus
that
two
starting
for,
your life fund is never a bad idea, however they choose to use it.
Yeah.
Because you're
Fair.
going to get certified in something, whether it's a skill or a certificate, the thing you can do something, or college.
Yeah. That's fair.
I paid like $6,500 for the 2+2 plan for TC when he was 1 year old back in 2008. So it cost me $6,500. I got him 4 years of college for that.
Oh my God.
That was the best deal ever.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I have $200,000 worth of student debt. Like, collectively, I inherited a bunch of it via marriage. So you used to get like a sheep and some gold as like a dowry or a gift. Instead of my dowry was a giant mountain of debt. Thank you, the Gelter family.
Oh man.
All right, we should wrap up the show. We've been going on for far too long.
Okay, one more prediction.
Okay.
Will there be student loan forgiveness next year? I say
no.
yes.
There's zero chance. There's zero chance there will be ever student loan forgiveness. I'll bet $1 bajillion on that. What I think that will happen, and this is currently in the works, is the U.S. government will stop guaranteeing student loans. And I think it will completely go private, and there will be a market for it. And you will have to say, I want to borrow $30,000 for this degree, and a bank will have to underwrite to that. And I think all of the bullshit, I think in the next 20 years, all of the bullshit degrees that colleges issue, they are going away because the government is not going to keep backing student loans. It should have never have happened. It's a crazy idea, an absolutely insane idea that just drove the cost of education to the moon. And if there was a private marketplace and you had to say, for my African studies degree, I want to take out a loan, no one's going to give you a loan for that degree. It's not a real thing.
So I actually am the perfect person to answer because I graduated in 2020, right when, COVID was happening and schools were canceled and everything. And I'm the exact grade that they started delaying the loan payments and everything because no one could get a job. And I just think that the controversy of people being so upset about student debt being canceled in an economic crisis was a little weird. They were like, well, we had to pay it. Okay, well, the economy's crashing and people are dying by the millions. So I don't know how it's the same thing. I think they should have forgave a little. I mean, I just think it was so crazy that I hate to use it, but boomers were fighting on Facebook saying that us children shouldn't have gotten a break. What are you talking
Totally.
about?
No,
money's not real. Nothing's real. This debt's not real.
I was taught to help. Once you're up on top, you help someone else get up.
Yeah.
So if
we didn't get graduation,
if we can get rid of your debt next year, Kenny, I'm all for it. Let's do it.
No. So there's two things I want to clarify. I'm not against getting rid of the debt. If to be honest with you, I would vote for it. I think that because if you get rid of it, the underlying problem still exists. When the federal government backs student loans and they guarantee it, then that means that there is no real market for the cost of education.
Just go,
and just colleges start upping the prices, and then that hurts us. So what would really be? Yeah. So I think that if you forgave it, I would want to see forgiveness with reform, because otherwise you're going to be back here in 30 years. Now, will we still be here in 30 years? I don't know. But it's if I'm being practical,
being crushed by astronomical debt because the economy ruined itself, that's not our fault. None of us were correct when you screwed us over. So just wipe the debt.
It's like the music was playing and we all got chairs and you're left standing up oh, it's their fault.
Yeah.
And we were sold one of the biggest lies in American history, that if you go to college and get a 4-year degree, you're going to have a job on the other side that's meaningful. That is one of the biggest lies that parents and schools and the world peddled to kids, made them believe. When I was a kid, I literally thought, oh, if I go to college, I'm going to be good. And then midway through, people are like, oh yeah, everyone kind of once you were in, that they were like, hey, Kenny, that no one uses their college degree, right? And I was like, wait, so what are we all here for? And I was like, oh, so we're here to hang? Is that what this is? And so, yeah, that's literally what it is. So I'm going to literally tell my son, Your college is likely going to be paid for. You should go, if you don't get into one of the 5 to 6 schools that matter, who knows? If you don't get into one of those schools, go to a really like cool school with an SEC football program so you can have an absolute blast, make a bunch of friends, have a good time, learn a little bit, get some skills, and then see what happens when you come out. Maybe we'll give you one of the companies that we start and we'll let you run that into the ground or something. So, all right, that's the show though. I appreciate you guys. This is our longest show in a while. Our editing team is going to be extremely upset, but I think it was a good show. We'll check back in with you in a year and we'll see how we did predictions wise. This is Jason's first prediction show. And Ree, thank you for stepping in. She was only given 30 minutes notice. And so you did a wonderful job as the host. And Anna, get well soon. She wasn't on camera or doing the host job because we're not sure she's going to make it. She's very sick, but we're praying for her fast recovery. And
prediction, she's not going to make it.
Prediction, Anna. Prediction,
Anna,
Anna is going to make it.
No.
No. All right. I appreciate you guys. Tune in for the next episode and later.